What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, RSP 212. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
And that's all. I won't do it again.
No, I like it. It's
sorry.
growing.
I already deleted the logo and everything.
Damn it.
Trashed it. Actually, I just found that. I didn't make it.
Did you empty in the recycle bin?
Dude, I'm really bad every time. I've got this little OCD thing about having stuff on my desktop and my recycling bin being empty. I can't tell you how many times I put something there and then deleted it and be like, oh shit, where did I put that file?
Yeah.
And it's like, no. But, you know.
It's gone forever.
It's gone, dude, unless you got a backup somewhere. But yeah, we watched Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, finally came out. They pushed it out, what, 2 weeks? A week or two, something like that?
They pushed it back a week. From the 16th to the, was it 23rd?
23rd. And I get it. They wanted to push it back because of like Godzilla versus Kong, streaming numbers, all this kind of stuff.
Get another week out of someone. You know, get people subscribed. Don't want to put stuff too close together.
Which, to like, we've talked about this before. I just wanted to hit on this real quick. Like, if you're gonna have the streaming service and the theater debut at the same time, you'd think that they would stagger everything out to be once a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like,
three things in a month.
Yeah. Because if I'm sitting here thinking like, well, I can't unsubscribe now because you know Snyderverse just came out. Yeah, next month we got Godzilla versus Kong, and then
the
month after that,
I mean, it's been a lot of content crammed in a short amount of time.
Yeah. And it, to me, like, and I understand, like, nobody could have planned for the pandemic except for the people that, anyway. So nobody could have planned for the pandemic, right? But imagine if they decided to do this at this time last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine how crazy.
Yeah, the numbers would have been.
Oh my God.
The box office numbers would have been a little lower, but.
Yeah, which is fine. To me, it's fine anyway. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to the theater.
No. But yeah. Mortal Kombat. And we had like a little mini podcast last night. We had Corey on there, you know, we were bullshitting with him about it, but I mean, where do we start?
From the top. Like, while this movie is making a killing overseas, I don't quite see it doing the same here.
Well, it says the box office is 50 million. The U.S. gross is 23 million. So, the rest of that's from over there. The budget was 55 million, so it's almost got its budget back.
Right.
I'm sure. Oh, now you got to think about the HBO sales too. So,
yeah.
You know, we're probably closer. Would you say 100 million, maybe?
I would say comfortably 75.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
I'll do a 70-30 split.
150 bastard.
Yeah.
So I mean, probably gonna get a sequel, if I had to guess. I'm not for certain. I don't know, man. But
Trav said last night, he told me that it's already been announced that they're happening, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'll watch them.
Well, yeah, of course.
But I don't know.
But like, I mean, they're gonna have to bring it. They're gonna have to bring it more than they, brought it.
Well, they're gonna have to have a tournament.
Yeah, right? For real, right? Jesus Christ.
Well, this movie really, for me, reminded me that like not every IP out there is gonna get the TLC that like Marvel got.
Yeah.
No.
In terms of like having the funding to do these big budget films, regardless of how many films are going to be planned or not. And, in order to get our endgame movies, there's going to have to be stuff sacrificed for the sake of making a quick buck. And I feel like Mortal Kombat's one of those things one of those properties that's on the chopping block for that. and it sucks because fans deserve just as much an honest effort in this franchise as any other. But I feel like the reality is that not every movie is going to get the best budget, the best crew, the best director.
Yeah. Well, and the reality of the situation is they don't have to get the best, but they just have to get people that understand the property and want to take that property and adapt it as well as they possibly can with whatever budget that they're working with. You know what I mean? Like, because you can't tell me that they spent a whole terrible amount of money on the cast, because who in the cast other than a couple of the like Indonesian and Asian actors that we know? You know what I'm saying? I don't
And
know who
that's a pretty
Sonya
good
is.
exchange rate, so
Yeah,
you don't have to
yeah,
pay as much as you think.
right. So I didn't know who Sonya was, didn't know who Kano was, didn't know who Jax was. Like I don't, if I've seen those actors and actresses before, then I don't remember them from anything specifically. You know
I
what I'm
think they
saying?
found them the same place they found the
Right. I mean, the
director.
cast is relatively unknown.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Sub-Zero, know him.
Yeah,
Scorpion, know him. Uh,
that's about
what's his
it.
name?
I,
Bad guy. Shao Kahn. He was.
Oh, well, I mean, if you remember, Shang Tsung was the fucking accountant from The Dark Knight.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
oh
Shang
yeah,
Tsung.
the guy
Yeah.
that was like, "I have your money."
He said, "I'm very good with calculation."
Yeah,
That's what he said.
yeah,
That's how he said it. I swear.
yeah,
I'll pull it up right now.
hmm
Anyway, so I mean, other than those actors, relatively unknown. This is the director. So we've got director Simon McQuoid. What a
First
name,
movie,
First movie.
very first.
So he did a short
A
called The
video, yeah,
Nighttime Economy. Yeah. And then the
2014.
writers, this film has two, four, so it's got four writers. We got two screenplay writers and two story writers, right? So Greg Russo's the only one that is, part of both. And this is the first thing that he's ever written before. And you can definitely tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you count if you go to the writing credits, there's six because they count the two guys that from the video game it's based on. They count
Yeah.
those two, but that's just
Yeah.
at this point we're just pulling names from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, one of the guys that was a writer, they brought him in because he wrote the screenplay for Wonder Woman 1984. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Trying to make some sense.
this is his writing credits. Doom from 2005,
Mm.
The Expendables, The Expendables 2, Godzilla, The Expendables 3, Jean-Claude Van Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Zombieland Double Tap, Wonder Woman, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
So
he's
those are
also
the
doing
writing.
that Shang-Chi movie. Damn,
Yeah,
he's
which
working with a lot of shit right now. Anyway.
yeah, right. And the other guy that has the writing credit did one episode of Mortal Kombat Legacy, which was the web series.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Scorpion Sub
Yeah.
Zero. He did the screenplay for 22 Jump Street,
Mm.
Cloverfield Paradox, then he's working on Detective Pikachu 2, Supergirl, Lost City of D. I think I watched that porno one time. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Cold in the D,
Um,
man.
yeah, right. But anyway, I mean, you've got like a new writer that they're pairing him off with other established writers to try to make sense of this fucking clusterfuck of a script. You know what I mean?
So it's awesome that
Um,
they brought in the 1984 Wonder Woman guy because
yeah, because that movie was fucking
great.
great.
He's
Y'all
just a
remember?
great writer.
Yeah,
That makes sense now.
yeah. It makes a
Now that
shitload of
I know
sense, right?
that, I'm not as mad as I was when I watched it. Nah.
Yeah,
Like, oh, okay.
but
Well, what do we do? Do we go with the good first or the bad? How do you guys want to package this?
well, I think we go with the good first because there's not a lot of it. that's what I think personally. So
Um,
good,
who do you think played Bitch Fist?
bitch fist.
Yeah, the tall motherfucker with 4 fucking fists.
Oh, Goro,
Yeah,
or
who played him?
I don't know.
Windows
Because he was
10.
spot on. Oh yeah,
Yeah, right.
who looks just
I
like him?
mean, yeah, right. I mean, look, I'm okay with them introducing a new character to the whole Mortal Kombat universe to be the audience perspective into what all's going on, right? I really like the dude that played Kano's performance. Like he took it over the top, which is where it needed to be, in my opinion, for that character. Um, I like the guy. Like I said, all of the actors that they cast for Sub Zero, Scorpion, and dude, I even fucking Kung Lao, like the dude that they.
I mean, the look was on.
Yeah,
Like
dude. Yeah.
they nailed people that pulled off the looks of these
Oh,
characters,
I was good.
Yeah, yeah. I
and it
think
wasn't some B grade cosplay shit. You know,
right. Yeah, I like the design of pretty much the majority of the costumes and things like that. Um, I mean, which like Jax, like he's just a dude with metal arms. So but I like the way that the metal arms looked. Like Sonya looked like a generic
The way you
fucking
got him was cool.
yeah, yeah, right. Um, the design of Scorpion and Sub Zero was fantastic. Cabal was awesome. Like the look was there, but the problem was like they try to.
It's
To
the
me, it felt
story.
like they tried to cram a lot of information
Yeah.
in a short amount of time where it's like, oh, there's this tournament with these fighters in these different realms and it's called Mortal Kombat, and then you've got this other realm and they've won the tournament x amount of times, and if they win it one more time they're going to invade Earth. And it's like, fucking slow the
Yeah.
fuck
And we've
down.
never
Like,
won a tournament
yeah,
it's like
ever.
instead of the movie playing out to explain things like that, instead it's like, yeah, all this happened, and Shang Tsung's gonna
Yeah.
he's trying to cheat,
Go find
and we
Sonya
only
Blade.
get the part of the movie where Shang Tsung's trying to cheat. We don't
yeah,
get a tournament. We don't get any world building elements that are like, like major tentpole aspects of the franchise. We don't get any of that really.
yeah,
All we get is like Sonya Blade going Charlie Day about Mortal Kombat for a few seconds, and then that's really
She
it.
had a
Like
swap board.
it's
yeah. I mean,
and what's up? What's up? And this is the second movie I noticed. And the first one, the one that did the original sin, it was fucking Justice League. And it's something that I did point out. I don't think any of us did. We saw it a million times in the trailer. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is fucking dumb. And it's when you look at like whenever the runes of some ancient place still spell out the name of the motherfucker in English.
yeah, right. It's like, what?
Like
Why the
Mortal
fuck?
Kombat was spelled all runic looking, and then like whenever Wonder Woman goes into that vault, you see the big mural of Dark Side. You see Dark Side written in fucking weird calligraphy, and you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I mean that doesn't matter, but it's just a detail that I'm like, that's stupid.
yeah, it is. It is kind of dumb. And it's like they try to establish this lore behind it, saying that this tournament has been going on for centuries now, and that there's all these different fighters from all these different time periods that had to participate in Mortal Kombat to stop, Earth Realm or whatever from being invaded and all this kind of shit. And it's like, that's kind of cool, but like, wouldn't it have been cool to see some of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it would have been like a cool moment where they redo if this was a movie where if they had retread the same beats of the original 90s movie, I don't think anyone would have been had a problem with that. It actually would have worked in its favor
Yeah,
I think some
because
people expected it.
you could have had these exposition pieces where we get a cool cut scene and it shows some tournament from centuries ago or any of that shit. But you have that kind of get laid out like while they're doing the big dinner, the big feast that happens, like when we first get the introduction of Sub Zero.
yeah,
Because
yeah. I'm
for anyone hoping that this movie follows the beats of the 90s, you see the skeleton of that movie but it's been put in this other body, and it ain't working. It ain't taking hold.
No, it's not at all.
The
And
body's
that's the
trying to
biggest thing.
reject it.
Yeah, it's rejecting the transplant,
Yeah.
dude.
And
It's
I'm
rejecting the
sorry,
organ.
but the big build up to the next person that's gonna join our fucking team is Johnny fucking Cage.
Yeah.
And
Well,
maybe I'm just out of the loop on the major Mortal Kombat community now, because I love the original games. I watched the movies like every other
Yeah.
person my age, but like that's not a character I was like, oh shit, they're gonna bring him in.
Yeah.
That's
He's
cool. It
gonna
was
do
like,
the
oh,
splits and punch somebody in the nuts. You know? We
oh,
all know that's what he
might as
does.
fucking well, you
And
know.
it's gonna be Van Diesel playing Johnny Cage.
well, to me, it feels like they substituted Johnny Cage and Kano, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and the reason why I say that is because Johnny Cage is a smart ass, fast talker. You know, he
They
might
didn't want
not
to have
be like
both.
quite as well.
Let
They
Kano
needed
have his
Kano.
day. Yeah.
Well, they needed Kano there to be the one that betrays them,
Yeah.
and Johnny
Somebody's gonna
Cage
turn on him.
wouldn't. Yeah, that's the only reason. So, but really, you could interchange those two characters out. You know, rewrite a little bit of the dialogue and just throw a pretty boy in the role, and it would have been Johnny Cage's role. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
of course, his whatever it was, his power
I
thing,
don't even want to know.
whatever.
We won't talk about that. That's
Yeah,
no,
like Jesus fucking Christ. But anyway, it's one of those things, man, where like the Mortal Kombat story through all of the games is already so fucking convoluted, right? Because
mm-hmm.
so much shit. They've had so many years
Yeah. It's
to
like
do shit
Mortal
with it.
Kombat 11. You
Yeah,
know?
Well, the reality is that there wasn't really much of a plot going on in the earlier games unless you just really like you dug deeper than any normal person would care to do.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
And
just a fighting game.
somewhere down the road, NetherRealm decided to bring more lore out and do more storylines and shit.
yeah,
And like you said, it's just a really convoluted plot now. And
yeah,
so, like, I had, I was kind of hoping that it would be its own thing, reference some, reference, the major characters that everyone knows, give them like a traditional, acknowledge their lore for the most part, but kind of just give us something different, which they tried, but it wasn't. The best way to make it different wasn't to introduce a new character that's going to represent the audience's seat in the ride,
We're talking about
yeah,
Cole. I
Yeah.
got something to say about him.
Which there was nothing wrong with the actor. It was just the character he was having to portray and what they made him end up being.
yeah,
I think instead of just this new guy, they could have just, it would have been interesting if they channeled Scorpion from the Nether Realm and Homeboy just harnesses his energy and becomes the
Well,
fucking Scorpion.
isn't he? He's a descendant, right?
yeah,
A direct, like
Yeah,
he's
but that
okay,
was,
but look, man, when they introduce Cole, so everybody that's in, they got the mark, right?
yeah,
They're all badass, right? They all kick
yeah,
ass. They're
yeah.
all badass. This dude can't win a fight to save his life, dude.
yeah,
Like he can't even win fights. Why is he not a badass? And it's like then you find out later, it's like, well, he's that's Scorpion's blood, and it's like, dude, he should have been a badass. Like
yeah,
everyone he fought, he
Which,
should just fucked them up. And then,
which
well, the
the
build
way
up
I
to the power,
interpreted it,
dude, where he gets his power, the whole time they're teasing you. It's like he's fucking, Scorpion, this and that. They show you all that stuff. And then they got the little rope with the dagger thing, the Scorpion thing. And I'm
which
yeah,
like,
was
dude,
the
any
only,
minute
that
this
was,
dude's just gonna morph into him, dude. He's just gonna be Scorpion. That's what I'm thinking. But
well, which
then
in
he just has
hindsight,
I don't a metal fucking shirt. I don't know. That's his thing. That's it. That's all he gets.
well, he becomes more or less the Black Panther.
mm-hmm,
Because like he can take a hit and it just keeps that energy in his suit and he'll just spit it back at you,
yeah,
which is exactly what fucking Chala does.
yeah,
But like, but in hindsight, you realize Cole's sole purpose was to get that dagger near Sub-Zero so Scorpion could come out of the Nether Realm to fight him, which is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Which was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Because that's the logic that we have to go with. If it's because outside of that, the only explanation is that Scorpion could have shown up whenever the fuck he wanted.
Right.
And if so, that begs the question: why the fuck didn't he just keep showing back up and fucking on Sub-Zero until, like you don't need Cole for that.
No, and I think that would have made it that much more interesting if they would have had it to where Scorpion and Sub-Zero would have been locked in this eternal battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that be the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's personal.
and it's
Yeah.
just jumping from all the realms and shit that they battle through, and it's just if if something could be going on, and then Sub-Zero and Scorpion show up, fucking duking it out, and it's like, well, if motherfucker dies in the process, like that's just should have got out of the way.
Yeah. Well, and realistically, what was the realm that dude was in?
Who?
Outworld. Oh wait,
All right.
who? Scorpion?
No, it's Outworld, right? So
Yeah.
all they would have had to have done was wrote in this little caveat to where, like, for whatever reasons, Scorpion cannot go to Outrealm or whatever it's called unless he's like, invited to the tournament or whatever. But they could have had it to where, like, once Sub-Zero goes to Earth, then Scorpion could have showed up, and it could have been this. Because like, how much sense does this make? You have Sub-Zero, who's how old at this point, right? And
Hundreds.
he is like this, yeah, and he is like this expert fighter assassin. And he shows up, he like, turns Jack's arms into ice and breaks them off at the
Rips them off.
stump. And then dude's like, well, he fucked up. So we're gonna send some more motherfuckers to Earth. And it's like, but what? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, why?
And
Like what?
let's be honest, he would have killed Jax.
Oh
He
yeah,
would have
for
killed him. He
sure.
wouldn't have left him alive.
Yeah.
This dude's an assassin, you know?
Yeah.
If he could do it to Jack's arms, why didn't he just freeze his skull and crush it?
I thought he was going to
'Cause they
beat
kn
him with him.
Well, they need Jax to survive because they put this stupid fucking thing in the movie to where you have to be born with the mark. And if you're not born with it and you kill somebody with the mark,
Then you
and
get it.
since Sub-Zero's already part of it,
Mhm.
then if he would have killed Jax, then that would have got rid of one of Earth Realm's champions.
Yeah.
It's like, get rid of the fucking mark to
Yeah,
begin
that.
with.
The Arcana. Can we just go ahead and wipe our asses with that too?
My hands are
That's so
tied now,
stupid.
you know?
Well, see, and what they could have done is if they would have had the tournament off world, right?
Mm,
They could have put this little plot device in there to say, like, since you're not on Earth anymore, then like your internal power manifests itself into something physical, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's all that shit is, right?
yeah.
And how do you explain these people that are normal Earth people to have superpowers? Oh, they're in another like plane of existence at this point, right?
hmm
So
Yeah.
if they're in another plane of existence,
Don't
then
have to explain it.
anything goes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like it
And
just
that's
works
where you
here.
can, that's when it's like, hey, gotta explain shit.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
here.
Outworld, bitch.
Yeah. So
Which, there's this whole other plot or subplot going on in Mortal Kombat where like, you know, um where it deals with like the conversion of some of the ninjas into cyborgs and shit.
yeah.
And that was completely abandoned, or maybe it wasn't, who knows.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's just like Princess Katana is nowhere to be found.
No. Didn't matter. We
um
didn't need her, dude.
yeah, this wasn't like, to anyone thinking this was like gonna be a Liu Kang type of film, you're gonna be heavily disappointed. In fact, you're gonna be pissed the fuck off,
Yeah.
because the person they had to play Liu Kang is probably a great actor, but this wasn't his fit, dude.
No, not at all, man. I mean, let's talk about this for a second. Like, how would you guys personally have fixed it? I mean, we fancy ourselves a movie podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've watched a lot of movies. We've played a lot of video games. If you had the ability to write it, give me a rough outline of what you would do with the property to fix it.
Well, first thing would be it would be a series
Right.
because you need
Okay.
more time.
Yeah.
Cramming,
right.
trying to cram all of this into a 2-hour movie, and then of course they're like, "We're gonna do more." It's like, yeah, dude, but this is where you're like I was talking to Trav last night, man. Like a lot of people that watched this movie that didn't like it, they won't watch the other ones,
No.
and the other ones may kind of fix it.
Yeah.
But when
it
you watch
may,
those,
yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, I see what they were going for here. All right,
Yeah.
we'll finally get to, it may fix it. But there's gonna be a lot of people, dude, that when those come out, they're gonna be like, I didn't like the other one, dude. Fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
not watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Something like, and there's people all over Twitter and everybody talking about it. But when I saw one guy's thing where he was talking about like starting with the tournament.
Yeah.
And like they're in the tournament. It's just they're in it, dude. We don't need a lot of explanations for shit, really. I mean,
No.
and like for characters like we all know fucking who Scorpion is, Sub-Zero, like, but starting with a tournament, and then like as the people that are fighting, kind of like they did before, you'd see them. It's like, all right, these two are about to fight. Might even show a little bit of them fighting, and then give us some flashbacks to like why these two are fighting. Like, what's the beef here?
Like
What's the
give them a tell of the tape.
Yeah, like why
Yeah.
are these motherfuckers like Scorpion and Sub-Zero? Then you like so they step up to fight, and then it cuts back to what Scorpion did to the village. I mean Sub-Zero, he killed the entire village,
Yeah.
killed his whole family. Other than the one little baby that and Raiden, was it Raiden that got him?
Yeah.
So he can just show up wherever he wants. He can
Yeah.
also teleport people.
Yeah.
So why you know what I mean? Why are we fucking driving to, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
why don't Raiden just get me there? I mean,
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
fuck this truck,
Yeah.
Why isn't he showing up kicking people's ass? I mean, the other guy's doing some dirty shit. He needs to play dirty too.
Yeah.
I'm getting sidetracked, but
Well, but you're
the
right
show.
though. Like, even if they would have did it as a film, they still could have done an hour and a half to 2 hour film that is like solely focused on martial arts, right? And then you can still take those ideas and those backstories and sprinkle them in here and there because, like, I mean, in a situation like this, to me, less is more. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Well, then we already know.
yes,
We know. We've seen several Mortal
yes,
Kombat movies by now. We know what's happening.
yeah,
So you don't have to explain every little fucking detail. We don't need a swap board.
no,
We don't need someone like Mortal Kombat as a tournament where two fighters come. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and I would have been okay with that generic explanation to what it was because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, like for the people that don't know, because the majority of the people that you are going to have coming into this film already going to know what they're in store for. Martial arts, like badass fucking fight scenes, and like some crazy powers, blood, gore, the whole 9 yards. That's what people are coming in for. For the people that don't know, you could have a really brief, extravagant
that's a
fucking
small group of people, though.
yeah, I know.
You know
But
what I mean?
still though,
And if they're watching it, they fucking and if they don't know, they don't like it. They probably don't like it, or they're watching it with someone, and
yeah.
Well, I mean,
date night movie or
dude,
something like.
check this out as far as the film is concerned. I'd more or less retrace some of the lore of the original movie. I'd have it start off with Raiden's temple, and he's pretty much given the fuck up on humans. Mortal Kombat, that like Earthrealm's lost so many fucking Mortal Kombats in the past that like
He's lost so many people.
he's like I'm ready to just
hang his
I'm
hat
done with
up.
being an elder. Well, he's done being an elder god. Well, then we retrace some of the beats of the original one where you have Shang Tsung coming in to assemble everyone because he's gonna get them all together and they're all gonna get killed. He's gonna kill them all at once.
And then it's just over.
Well, have fight movie shenanigans happen, and build it up to where Raiden sees that these motherfuckers are actually working, kind of refuels his, whatever. So he comes down and he's like, he sees them fighting. And he's more or less like, why is this happening? And he sees it Shang Tsung, and he just drops in, and he's like, he's more pissed that Shang Tsung's just in Earthrealm, period, than
Breaking the rules.
yeah. He don't give really a fuck about the fighting, but he's like, why are you fucking here, you piece of shit,
Yeah.
But he sees the fight, but he sees them working out and everything, and have it, Jack, Sonya, Liu Kang, and fucking Johnny Cage. Sprinkle the other guys in, and we don't even need to have, the plot elements or whatever. But introduce Mortal Kombat that way. And then just, hell, you could see how that would all pan out.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, we want some badass fight scenes, and what did we not get? You know what I mean?
And I feel like that sets enough plot point for an overarching story that like it deals into where by the end of a trilogy you could have Raiden passing on his position and guardianship over to Fujin.
Yeah.
Like you can go through it's the top of property with so many characters that you could go through lineup changes quickly through a 3-film trilogy.
Yeah, I mean,
Like have Raiden dying in part 2 be what carries on, and then Fujin leads the movie out, and then the last movie it's Fujin, help, leading the warriors and shit. Like don't make those elder gods necessarily be the central characters, but that be some of the major plot consequences of what has should Earthrealm fall, why they need to kind of stay together, and you see these mortal beings seeing these gods playing chess with them through Mortal Kombat, and they're like, we gotta fucking just like we gotta stay like for the first time we've got to actually like work together and just stay the course because we're dealing with shit completely out of our control.
Yeah.
And like there's your social commentary on a silver platter.
Right. Well, I mean, they could have taken this film in so many different directions, man. But this is all I wanted: some badass fight scenes, a tournament, some fuckery to happen that leads us into the next film. That's it. That's all I wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And dude, make it and absolutely have the tournament. And let that goddamn tournament last 3 movies long.
Yeah, for real, right?
Like this shit happens in the first movie during the tournament and everything's gotta take a pause because shit gets really out of hand. Movie 2, the tournament's continuing. You got the fucking Raiden Elder God shit going down. Like that's the 2 plot lines. You see it on Earth with Mortal Kombat going down once all the fucking exposition gets laid out in movie 1, and then you just have those moments where you know even have it where Raiden starts fighting fire with fire, and they start fucking on both sides. Like Outworld's got motherfuckers over here fighting people on Earth. We're fighting motherfuckers over there.
Yeah. Well, and they really could build it up to where like the tournament reaches a tipping point with all of this tension and everything. And then it could just be instead of two people fighting in a tournament, it could be an all out fucking war, dude. Like all a fucking end game style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. And here's how you add the Marvel season into it. At the end of the first 2 movies, man, and you can even make it be like the cold opening for movie 1, dude. You see Shao Kahn fucking who's gonna be pulling the strings on everything. You have him at the beginning, at the end, like he's the motherfucker that you see shit like motherfuckers reporting in, like.
Yeah.
And then finally, movie 3, like he shows up and it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like that's like when he enters in like the 3rd film, fuck the tournament. Now everybody's just fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there's so much, dude.
Because you could write in the disqualification thing, because you could have it where the fucking elder gods find out what's happening, like kind of tread some of the stuff from like fix what Annihilation could have been.
Yeah.
And I mean, because to me, I feel like that it like uh Paul Anderson, I think, who did the original Mortal Kombat, dude, he nailed that shit.
Yeah.
After watching this one,
Yeah.
Like he was the perfect fit when that movie dropped, regardless of how much it's aged.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Like it would be nice if, if they do a follow up and it builds up to the tournament and
Better
we
be
get
some
some.
fighting, dude.
Well, that's my thing, man. Like you have these. Whenever I found out, we watched The Night Comes For Us, and it's like, oh, this
Yeah,
dude is going to be
it's gonna be
in the
so good.
fucking. He's going to be Sub-Zero. This is going to be fucking incredible. And then you get such a generic, like dollar store version of fighting.
Well,
choreography was fucking terrible.
well, I mean, I think that's something that we've got to really acknowledge here. We've followed this movie's production for quite a while. Like, we've been talking about. We've had Mortal Kombat movie news probably since the early episodes, guys.
Yeah.
So we've we've been following this for quite a while, and so my expectations, we always, it always seems to be the pattern that the longer it takes for a movie to come out, the less likely that movie is going to be successful.
Yeah.
Um, with that being said, like my expectations, I just kind of went in without any. And so I felt like that's why I did enjoy it more. Like when it went off, I had my complaints, but I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
Like there was like it was about what I figured it would be.
Right.
And
I get that, man. I understand that. It's just like, we've seen them be able, Hollywood to be able to take properties that we never thought would be like worth a damn.
and
And
make magic out of it.
exactly. And it's like in the concept and idea of adapting a fighting game into a feature length film or series is so fucking simple, dude. It
We've
is
seen
one of
it.
the most.
We've seen it.
Yes.
They've pulled it off.
Yes. And it's like, how do you fall flat this hard? You know what I
How do
mean?
you
Like,
fuck that up?
yeah. Because you just want to see people do badass fighting shit.
Yeah, over the top.
Yes. And it doesn't have to fucking make sense,
Like
man. It could
grab their
just,
bottom jaw and rip their spine out. Something. Just
Well,
yeah.
well, it's like it seemed like they tried to, like they didn't really have a really good understanding of the more fantastic elements of what makes Mortal Kombat what it is.
Yeah.
Um, I think maybe it was them. I mean, it could have been them trying to give as much plot to each little character as they could. Because outside of General Vanko, I think, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's the dude with the hammer.
Yeah. I don't even know who the fuck
He's the
he
guy
is.
that rolls up with Cabal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about him. I believe he's in one of the later games before the reboot. But like they kind of, with the exception of him, because I don't think they delved much on him or Melina.
Yeah.
Uh, they tried to give everyone a little bit of a plot, a subplot going on.
Yeah. And you don't really need that.
Not really. Like you only need it in bits and pieces, and it should just be give us some sort of plot between the leaders of these groups and leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, and
Give
you
an,
can,
give enough characters enough like justification for being there and like a logical reason for being there, but just keep it simple.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And they definitely could have done something like that and kept it very simple and very like almost dummy proof. You know what I mean? Because like the characterization that you get from people, like their personalities and everything, would come out before they fight and while they fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that for what lore that has been established for Mortal Kombat, and especially how a lot of fans know some of a story that's going on, I just think the writers probably should have read a little bit more.
Yeah, I said this to Corey last night. What it felt like to me was the writer and the director got a breakdown of all of the Mortal Kombat games, all of them, in like a very generic summarized version of those games. They read through like, I don't know, 4 of them maybe like Mortal Kombat, then Mortal Kombat 4, then maybe fucking
Yeah.
the one that came out on Xbox and PS2. I can't remember the name. And then like the latest one. And they just read through, like they hit the high notes. Oh, this character is this character is this guy's mad at this guy because this guy wants to do that. I got it. I can write a script right now.
Easy
And
peasy.
it's like, like, okay, if you want to be that broad with it, that's fine, but at least give the community and the fans what they want.
Well, fan service.
Yeah, I mean, look at what we just watched. We watched a giant fucking lizard fight a giant fucking monkey, and we loved the fuck out of it because it was a giant fucking lizard fighting a giant monkey with a giant fucking robot showing up at the end and fucking on everything. And it's like that's what we wanted. We wanted the giant lizard to punch the giant monkey in the face. Then we wanted the giant monkey to yell at the giant lizard and punch
throw an
that
axe at
motherfucker
him.
back in the Yeah, it's like
and spend just enough money to make it look good.
mm-hmm.
Then we want to see Godzilla laugh.
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah. King of the Monsters. I want to see all the monsters fight against the giant lizard. You know what I mean?
I still
Like
can't believe they did that.
I know, right? But that's like, and that's all it was. People were like, "Oh, Godzilla versus Kong is just pure fan service." Yeah, because who the fuck is going to go see a giant lizard fight against a giant monkey? But fans.
Don't overthink
You know what
it.
I mean? Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, and like their excuse for like having all these fight sequences was the good guys fighting against one another to get their fucking superpowers activated.
Yeah, because that's the only way you can do it. You got to be put in a stressful. Now look, here's my thing though. Cole had been getting his ass whipped for a long time, and his still hadn't come out. Like, you think that would have popped up, flared up a little bit during a fight, maybe?
Well, it was what caused his to show up was them fucking on his family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if somebody would have tried to like mug his family or something, then he might have got like a golden t-shirt.
It's like, whoa, what just happened?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I got this weird tattoo.
He would have gotten his Fortnite skin number 75.
Yeah, right.
Jax rolled up and was like, "Yo, you got one of these?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Get in my car, go find Sonya. I'll take care of this bitch." And I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what?"
Yeah.
That's how we're. Once it got there, dude, I was like, "Oh," "Okay."
Yeah. That's what's funny because me and Corey was talking about that shit last night. I'm like, so it starts snowing and hailing. This dude that you just met moments earlier shows up in an SUV and says, "Get in the vehicle." They're in the vehicle. He's like, "You know that fucking birthmark that you got? I got one too." While he's driving, pulls his shirt up, shows the birthmark.
That's all you need to know.
In that moment, Cole's like, "I got to find a cabin in the middle of the woods, to put my family up, and I'm gonna go save the fucking world." And it's like, it's that simple.
I can't
There's
win
no
an
other
MMA
question.
fight, but I'm gonna save the world.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat somebody's ass so bad that it saves the world. It's like, but are you though? And then like, this dude hasn't won a fight in like years, and he fights one of the most disturbing fucking creatures in Mortal Kombat history. You know what I'm saying? With the help of his wife. You know, like, come on, man. It's just, it's okay to be cheesy, man. Just be cheesy in a good way. You know what I mean? That's my thing.
When he shows up there to fight Cole, I didn't expect that. I was just like, "Oh, okay." Man, we're rolling the big guns out already. Yeah. You know, that's the motherfucker you fight in the tournament. That's when they bring out Ikwitsu Ocha. You know?
Ikwitsu Ocha. But I don't know, man. Like, giant misstep. You know what I mean? But it's to be expected when you have a new writer and a new director, and then you've got the Wonder Woman fucking 1984 writer associated with it. You know what I mean?
We have no idea what that script was before he got a hold of it either, y'all.
And
we really don't know.
And a well-documented picture of how tumultuous this production was.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Just imagine, guys, that these guys got together and wrote a great movie, and then the studio was like, "We're gonna get another treatment.
Yeah.
We're bringing in the fucking 1984 guy because he's been dropping some bangers. So we're gonna
But
let him
has he?
modify yours. Well, according to them, he has.
Yeah,
But we're
right.
gonna let him modify the script because I don't think he was attached at first.
And like, I think it should be really stressed here too, because a lot of films catch hell for however whatever side of the social commentary argument you're on right now. None of that was present in the film.
Yeah,
The
right.
movie legitimately suffered from bad writing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was no agenda.
None.
Like Sonya Blade was a good enough character. Like she didn't have some crazy woke thing going on.
Yeah.
If that's how you look at those types of things, and it
Yeah.
just it was a solid film. Like everyone, not solid film, but it was a solid like it was a solid setup. But
Yeah.
every other everything around it
executed.
was just wasn't it wasn't structurally sound.
No, man. And it's a damn shame, you know? I mean, may get a sequel out of it, may not. Either way. I mean, I'll watch the next one. I mean, we're
Yeah, of course, dude.
obligated,
I'm gonna watch
you
them.
know?
Even if we don't do them on here, I'll watch them
Yeah.
because I
It
want to
just
see where they
sucks.
go with it. But man, well, they missed the
Yeah.
mark on that first one though. Like,
Well, it's like having a sack full of gold that could buy you several mansions, but you're trying to go buy a Pepsi and you realize that like it's useless
yeah,
in
and
this
they ain't gonna be able to.
situation.
They're not gonna have change for $1
Yeah.
million.
Yeah.
So,
The exchange rate's not the same as you thought it was, you know?
because this a Mortal Kombat movie done now, with where CGI is at now, and just how big like these kinds of movies are now.
Yeah.
Speaking
You
of
know,
CGI, how like it was cool the effect that they did on Scorpion's face when he did the flame breath at the end.
Yeah.
But at that, there's this one shot where it's like his back's to the camera, and it's I guess it's where it's showing the fire eat up Sub-Zero. Didn't it look kind of janky to you guys?
there were several things
Yeah.
in the movie that looked a little janky. They had a budget of $50 million, so everything looked like it was filmed on the green screens, and you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
damn it, what was I? Oh, a Mortal Kombat movie should just fucking print money.
Yeah.
Like it's everything's there, dude. It's on a silver platter. Just do a little better job on the story. Like
Yeah.
it just prints money, man. Like what's
Yep.
not? Everybody knows what they're getting themselves into. It's Mortal Kombat. What's it gonna be? It's fighting, dude. That's it. It's fighting. That's
And that's all you need.
I think there was all the fighting was pretty much in the trailer.
Yeah, really, right.
Um, but yeah,
It's a damn shame that
not
the
the
dude that played
worst movie we've ever seen, of course, but
Oh no,
uh,
no. But it's a shame though that the dude that played Sub-Zero was so good and so fast whenever they were filming that they had to ask him to slow down.
he's too good.
And I'm
No, dude.
like,
If I was the director, I would say no. You get some better motherfuckers in here.
yeah, for real,
We're not we're
right?
not we're not dumbing the talent down so
Yeah.
everybody else can keep up.
And he's an actor. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's an actor that's better than the stunt guys.
yeah.
That really shows you like the difference between like American Indonesian cinema. You know what I mean?
They should have let him bring his own guys in
Could you imagine? Could you
because
imagine
he's got
for
a team of people because they've made a bunch of
yeah,
movies together, and you'll see a lot of the same. I'll call them
yes.
henchmen.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of the same ones in those movies. It's like, oh, I saw that guy in the other one. He got his ass kicked. It's the same
Yeah.
dude. What was that
Could you
movie we
imagine?
watched?
Oh, The Night Comes For Us.
Yeah.
If they had the guy that directed The Raid, if they would have brought him on to do this, could you imagine
Ooh.
how it would have been?
Yeah.
How fucking good would that have been? You know what I mean? You could have had that same idea it's the raid, but each floor is like a different plane. And
Mhm.
on that plane is one person fighting another person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
and it's a
expected that
fucking
too. I expected them to like transport into this place, like somewhere to fight. You know, and it's
yeah,
like they're
yeah,
fighting like in a swamp. Or
yeah,
you remember like in the first one,
yeah,
there was always a fight would be somewhere like they would take you to where they were. You remember like when they takes him to hell.
yeah,
You know, like the little you expected that, but it's like, well, we don't know. We still don't know what they're gonna do with the tournament. Um, you know, or if there's even gonna be a tournament. What if there's no tournament? There's 3 movies they never make it to the tournament.
I mean, it'll be the worst trilogy since Transformers. You know, like,
Yeah, last week when I'd watched half the movie and then I got tired because it was real late and I went to sleep. But I told Trav, I was like, yeah, I watched half of it, and he said, don't hold your breath for that tournament. I was like, what? And he said, just I'm gonna let you know, dude, it ain't happening. I'm like, of course. I mean, why? And I'm like, let's see.
yeah,
I thought you were fucking with me for a minute, but when I watched it, I was like, oh, there's no tournament. There's a lot of tournament talk. TT, that's what I
yeah.
call it, tournament talk. You know.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe, and then you got to think, man. We just watched Justice League, and
King of the
yeah,
Godzilla
dude,
versus.
I believe
mean, there's
if
been a
I
bit
was
of a
in
cram
control
for
there, I
sure.
would have led in with this one.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a half
Yeah,
star.
it gets a half, dude.
Yeah.
I give it a half star just based off of the design choices alone for the characters. Definitely doesn't get a half star for the choreography or the writing, but I mean this is all I'm gonna say. If you are filming a martial arts style film and your fight scene consists of anything more than let's say 10 cuts,
Yeah,
if it consists of more than 10 cuts, then stop making a martial arts film.
I think I know why they had to do that. Because these guys can't fight. They couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
You know, you're like
Yeah.
having to piece a movie together out of these. You know, like it's like, well, he fucked this up here, and well, let's just cut
Yeah.
it, cut. You know.
Well, I mean, as a fan, you know, of not just Mortal Kombat, but of just like martial art films, we know we know this. Us as well as other fans know the type of standard that the more off the beaten path fighting movies set, especially when we're talking about the really good ones.
Yeah.
And when you're given the chance to more or less do that on a mainstream budget,
Mm-hmm.
or at least knowing that this is going to get a mainstream
Yeah.
release, why not go as hard as you absolutely
Yeah.
can?
Yeah.
This movie prints money.
Yeah. Could you imagine the Scorpion Sub-Zero fight with no cuts? Like it's all one shot.
Yeah.
People would be talking about that shit for the next 20 years. You remember that Mortal Kombat movie? Oh, you mean the one where Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight for 15 minutes straight and there's no cuts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
You
They're
know,
like the
like,
only Mortal Kombat movie.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's
I
very
mean,
infuriating.
it could have been a great way, or like the property would have been a great vehicle, like because let's talk. I guess let's just talk about the choreography in general with it, because I know we didn't, we're not that, it wasn't that impressive to me either, and it begs to wonder if there's someone out there that watched it that was like, this could have been a showcase of so many different fighting styles
Oh yeah, yeah.
incorporated with the fantasy elements of the characters. Like you could have someone like fight where it's like a brutal Muay Thai style, but go fucking crazy with the fantasy elements.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I'm sure there are some, I'm sure there's a lot of things that they kind of weaved in and out of like with this movie or tried to. And I would be interested in watching an expert's take on, you know, what type of styles were being used in the movie,
Yeah.
and you know, that's just a little just a detail that would have been awesome
Yeah.
on a production level, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, dude, to me it fell short in almost every single way, but it was enough for me to sit back and tune the world out and just kind of chuckle at some of the choices that were made, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's at the end of the day, that's about it. It was enough to make me chuckle and just be like, really? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and the little things that they nodded to was all right. Like reptile, that was I wasn't expecting that at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just different things like that, that I wasn't expecting. But it's just like, but just because I wasn't expecting doesn't mean that that was like the best way
Yeah.
to
Which
portray that character.
uh Justin, that we know is a big fan of Mortal Kombat. He pointed out to me the other day when we were talking about it. The shot overlooking at Coliseum like area where you
Hmm.
see Raiden fighting that other one,
Yeah.
that other statue. They're fucking massive, you know. Uh, Apparently like he claims that's a statue of Fujin.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, like I haven't made myself that far into the YouTube world to
Yeah.
come across the Easter egg videos yet. So
Yeah.
I don't. There's going off the
Here,
first view, and I know there's a lot that I probably overlooked.
I saw like a video that was put up by like maybe new rock stars or something. The guys that normally do the Easter egg videos.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care to watch it.
Right.
And normally I would
Uh,
do that for at least for the podcast. I could be like, oh fuck, I didn't even know. I
yeah.
just
Right.
didn't.
Yeah.
Just like, eh.
Yeah.
And then like this kind of gets us into everybody's half star in here, right? It's worth a star and a half. Like, um, I'm coming off of that Falcon Winter Soldier high, dude,
Yeah.
and then I
Right.
switch
Yeah.
over and watch this,
Yeah.
and I'm like, eh,
Yep. Falcon Winter Soldier, man. What they were able to do, 6 episodes. It's 6 episodes, right?
yep,
Yeah,
What they were able to do, the story that they were able to tell was really interesting, and the things that they throw at you, fantastic. I mean, to sum the whole series up is just that speech that Falcon gives.
yeah,
yes.
I
that
mean,
was
that's
good,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
That was good.
I think the way that they did that, the way they gave him that minute and gave a hero speech,
He's like,
Yeah.
we're not
and
perfect, we're trying.
that's the official handing of the torch, man. That's
Yeah,
him becoming
Captain America.
that's the ideal that Steve Rogers went by, and it showed you that anyone can pick that up.
Yeah.
And it's cool that the writing went with enough depth to even kind of talk to you, the audience.
Yeah. Right.
Like, yeah, some motherfuckers aren't gonna like that I'm Captain America. Some people hate seeing me, like this. And like, I just thought that was just just really good comic book style
And
writing,
I
man.
was surprised they went there with it, because weird
Yeah.
times we're living in.
Yeah.
So I was
Right.
surprised, but I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But when he was talking to the older guy, and he said, "A black man will never be Captain America," and he was like, "Motherfucker, we'll see about that."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna prove
I
you
mean,
wrong.
first shot of the episode, man, he comes in clutch with that suit and shield, man.
And it was
Yeah.
badass. How
Yeah.
comic book was that, dude? Them all having their little moment trying to save the van full of people.
Oh yeah, that was
One
Yeah,
would
awesome.
for
save
sure.
it, and then it would fall again, and then he.
I think even harkening back to the previous episode, I really thought it was badass that they even included a montage where he got straight quick with that shield. Like he
Yeah.
took some time and learned to hone it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Because I've always thought it was funny. There's an episode that he does on a channel on a show called Death Battle where they pit pop culture characters against each other and stuff. But anyways, when they're telling the tape, when they're talking about that shield, one of the hosts goes, "Yeah, they're like, Cap shield. He throws that thing at it, like he throws that fucking thing at anything that moves." And I mean, it's always been like that in the comics and Winter Soldier, and in Cap 2, man, when he's fucking infiltrating the ship and it's just that thing's just ricocheting off of everyone.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, just really they managed to convert the choreography from like basic melee style to, Falcon being a more aerial type of hero.
Yeah.
I thought they were able to do that really well because
Yeah. Right.
some of so his fight scenes were really bad. I mean, for fucking CGI, it's good choreography,
Yeah.
Another thing I really liked about the final episode was the Captain America,
Yeah.
the fake
Yeah.
one. I like how
Yeah.
he comes back because at the end of that episode, he's building that shield. I'm like, man, he's gonna go fucking get it. What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
But when he shows up, like he knows what time it is. He's he's kind of been
Yeah.
put in his place and he's on their side.
Yeah.
Like I expected him to come in and try to fight them, but he like
Yeah.
comes in and works with them and helps them save the day. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of redeemed himself a little.
Yeah, he
You know
did.
what I'm saying?
And I think it's that idea that like they kind of through the course of the series instill in you this idea that the dude more or less, and they may not play it this way, but this is the way I interpret it. He's kind of more or less a loose cannon,
Yeah.
right? Like whenever
Well,
he starts getting angry or furious or whatever about whatever situation's going on, then it's going to be purely instinctual the way that he reacts.
He's a military man.
well, one thing that the MCU has lacked in its catalog is the adaptation of our anti-heroes.
Yeah,
We have the Punisher, and that's good and gravy, but he's practically the only one. And it was refreshing that they made John Walker. They made him they made him a lesser anti-hero. Like he's the guy who's still gonna try to do the right thing, but he'll fucking kill you.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's his way of ultimate justice is just taking your ass out.
yeah,
Well, he's a soldier. He's
yeah. Doesn't deserve to be Captain America, but deserves to exist in some form in that universe. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think them pushing him into U.S. Agent was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna if whether they take him off with the Thunderbolts or have him as his own subplot if they continue with him and Captain America's story at large, he's gonna be a good like 11th hour hero. Like
Yeah,
he's gonna be the one that does what the audience is thinking, is gonna break one of the heroes' moral code, but he'll come in clutch to do it, and we're all like, okay, it's okay because it's him.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's everything that they did with it was fucking great, man. I'm super excited for the future of those characters. Like glad Bucky got his redemption and all that kind of stuff. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Oh man, he
yeah.
marked the name off the list. Like
Yeah,
he told the guy. What was cool though was when he walked past the bar where he would meet that guy, he was still there.
yeah,
The guy came back to see him again, and he was like, "Okay, he's not as pissed at him as I thought he was gonna be."
yeah,
I mean, you kind of have to understand,
yeah,
like, dude, I was brainwashed.
yeah.
I
It's
was I
not
was
my
turned into a
choice.
weapon.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm just trying to make it right.
yeah. Come on now. What about fucking Carter though?
Oh
Agent
yeah,
Carter?
the broker.
AKA Power
Yeah,
Broker.
yeah. So what's she gonna be doing? You know what I mean?
She's got some double game going here. Like
Yeah,
I don't think Falcon's gonna be too happy when he finds out. He's like, "You playing us?"
yeah. So
He's like,
my
"I got you
question is like,
pardoned."
who do you think that she's working with or working for?
Do you think she might be connected to Dreyfus? somehow. Well,
Um,
she's like the way she would act, like whenever it would switch back to her scenes where she's like on the phone, like I'm the broker.
yeah,
Well,
Like she seems
they've
like
left
a
her.
villain.
Well, they've
Like
left
a
her character in a position to where if they need someone, to have like, because where she's at, you could go several ways now. Like you could have arms dealing coming out of
yeah.
Sokovia and somehow
She
bring Zemo back into the fold, which is clearly going to be something that happens.
what was that thing
Or
called, the raft?
you could
yeah,
you could have him or you could have her, being a middleman between certain things that maybe Doctor Doom needs to perform a certain experiment. You could, you could really, I feel like they're going to utilize her for a lot of the more Earth-based stuff.
yeah,
That's not going to deal with like space. Like it's going to have it where shit can get crazy, but she's going to be a MacGuffin handler for sure.
She's not afraid to
yeah,
get her hands dirty, that's for sure.
Like,
yeah,
oh, so and so's getting uh fake ass scientific name plasma and they got to go get it. Oh, well, who has it? Her.
yeah. Well, to me, like the way that they have her set up and everything, it's like you're exactly right, but also depending on how fans react to the end of Falcon Winter Soldier, she could either be playing, Falcon and Winter Soldier and she's actually evil, or she could be like a double agent, or
Hmm.
a triple agent or whatever the fuck, where
Yeah,
she's like
she's
getting back
infiltrated.
into the yeah, she's getting back into the military, but she's also, working with this other group, and then she's gonna flip the switch on somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
Well, it would be fascinating if they find a way to, because when you're dealing with Captain America, you're always going to have to deal with Hydra.
yeah,
And I think she's going to be our segue into how either Hydra gets rebuilt or maybe they never fully got wiped out
yeah,
because they never do. And, I feel like she'll definitely be a plot point in dealing with Hydra in the future.
yeah. And what's crazy is like if they get the super soldier serum, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Why did she allow them motherfuckers to have all of the super soldier serum?
I don't
You know what I
think it was
mean?
all
Like,
of it.
you don't think so?
Mm-mm. Why would he only make 20? Why would you only make 20 of them?
Yeah, that's true.
Just 20?
Yeah,
Weird number. Why stop there? I
right.
mean, it's worth millions of dollars.
Yeah,
There could be more, or maybe not.
yeah,
What if the what if the what if the rest of the serums are with Stryker and we have all the weapon programs going on with him and they
yeah,
write it in a way to where they make some of the MCU lore be that some of the stuff used to enhance some of the mutants we have going on
yeah,
are fucked up versions of the serum where they try to rewrite it to specifically do things and
Yeah.
shit.
So
yeah,
like with those thunderbolts,
Yeah.
some of them have some
We can get
powers, right?
we could get a reboot of the Inhumans that way.
yeah,
Particularly if they have it in the Eternals movie, if like, you know, they find it to where when they start doing experiments and shit, they get a hold of the Earth super soldier serum and they're like, this ain't half bad, but
yeah,
let's see what we can do to it.
right. I'm excited. I guess the next series that we're going to be working on is going to be the
Loki,
Loki, and that comes out in what, June?
a couple months, right?
Yeah, so we're going to have to wait like a month and a half for this
Yeah.
shit to come out, which is fine,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been coming out as fast, man.
Yeah, so
It still feels like a week ago we finished WandaVision.
yeah, right, yeah. So
I like their
I
formula with the shows, doing that in between the movies. Like, this is good. It's
Well,
yeah,
working out.
you
right,
know how with the little snippets of the CW shows that y'all have seen,
Mm-hmm.
they all look the same. They
Yeah.
all feel the same. It's just different characters and different locales.
Yeah.
Marvel's taking a different approach, kind of like with their movies. You know, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Even though it's a Marvel property, it still feels like a different. It I thought we didn't get fed the same thing like we had just gotten in WandaVision,
Yeah.
just
Oh
with
yeah.
different.
Just
Like
reskinned.
they were, well, yeah, like
Yeah.
they respect each character enough to try to make them feel like they're their own thing, so that if someone who's into these types of films don't particularly like certain characters, they could still ride the wave off what they do like, and then watch the team ups and not have to give a shit about these other characters because all they need to know is that they're there, you know.
What I
Yeah.
like about the show format is that instead of getting like a 2-hour movie, we got almost 6 hours of
Well, now
stuff. Like,
Falcon feels like an established
yeah.
character.
Oh, they did a great
Uh,
job.
I,
Yeah.
it's gonna make seeing his performances in the earlier movies, it's gonna make him hit a little different now, I think. Just like with Vision and Wanda.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna give it a fucking full. I'm gonna give it a full Falcon,
Give it
a
a
golden.
shield, dude.
The oh
I
yeah,
give
yeah,
it a
yeah.
I give it a full Falcon and the Stars and Stripes.
No dented shields.
No, they
No,
fucked that shield.
yeah, what's his name?
Um,
No Walker shield.
Walker. Yeah.
well, I mean, I was really, I know some people kind of abandoned the show halfway through because of the social commentary. Uh, I I saw what they were talking about, but it was still done in such a way for me that I enjoyed it. Didn't bother me because I don't get bothered by shit like that anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw what you could see what they were pointing out, but at the same time, I was like that shit don't matter.
No, and that's my thing. Like when it
And
comes to sprinkling that stuff into the Marvel universe, like I'm here to see punchy punch and flighty kick, and you know what I'm saying. Like
But I mean, even what they added and how they enhanced Falcon's storyline and gave it more meaning and everything, which I'm sure it still capitalizes on it in his actual comic form, which I've I've failed to get caught up on, which is something that I'm probably going to try to check out now. Um, but yeah, the whole thing with the episodes dealing with Isaiah Bradley and all of that and the social stuff with it, like I mean Captain America is the best hero or the best book to tell those types of stories
oh yeah, certainly.
because it's Captain fucking America, like it's got to address the issues, man.
Yeah.
So to me, it was a no-brainer that was going to obviously be some plot points.
Yeah.
But I felt like whenever like particularly in the speech when he's talking about, that like that does more than just do a good, hey, this is where we're at, this is where we're going, and you're either gonna have to accept it or learn to live with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's also it kind of echoes more because it's like that with all the big debates with who should play these heroes now
Yeah.
and whether the publishing should have them either change race or sex or any of that stuff,
Yeah.
and
Well,
and the finale made the whole show turn into a full on Captain America movie.
yeah. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like to me, I'm the type of person that I am, and we've talked about this on the podcast extensively. I don't care what age they are, what color they are, or what gender they are. As long as you can capture the core characteristics of that character with that individual, I could give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which a lot of coming from the comic community though, they're obviously not that. They're not the part of the audience that would have beef with this show because
No.
Falcon's been Captain America in the comics for quite some time now.
Yeah.
So, but it's that good. It was a good way of pointing out that little tick about fans and audiences and how we approach things that get adapted and the
Yeah.
certain creative decisions that are made in that process.
Yeah. Well, and
And it was just really good.
you can also kind of apply that idea to like to to what's going on in the world right now as a whole as well. Cause like, I mean, think about like the agenda of the younger generation. They're going to be in our position one day, just like we're going to be in the position of like, 60s and 70-year-old senators, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that agenda is going to be fulfilled one day,
Yeah.
right? So just because you want it now, doesn't mean that it should happen right now, that it's going to take time to work into, just like resisting it. It's the same thing. It's two extremes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you resist it completely, then you're just as bad as someone that's trying to completely force it on everyone and shut everything down because of that. It takes both sides of that fucking coin in order for society to operate. And you're going to get your way just
Yeah.
like we got, we're going to get our way. They're going to get their way just like our parents and grandparents' generations got their way,
Yeah.
right?
When it's
So,
their turn to bat,
yeah,
they'll get
exactly.
their way. But until then,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you'll get your
exactly.
chance to run the
Yeah,
world.
exactly. And you can do whatever you want with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we'll either
So,
be old or dead. We won't give a fuck.
yeah, exactly,
You know?
right? I mean, yeah. So, but anyway, I don't know. The passing of the torch, and it's awesome. It's incredible writing whenever they can actually, because they physically pass the torch in Endgame, right?
Yeah.
And Sam was just like, "It's not me. I'm not the one." And then Cap is like, "But you are the one." You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
it's you,
telling you.
dude. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
the one. And then for them to have 6 episodes of a series showing him changing his mind and coming to terms with who he is and who he needs to be
Yeah. What the world
without
needs.
yes, without fucking Steve Rogers showing up one fucking time,
I
dude.
expected maybe
One.
some kind of
Exactly.
cameo or
And
something.
dude, I'm
Good
glad
they
you
didn't do it.
pointed that shit out. Yes, like they did not need, like Steve Rogers didn't need to be retconned.
But we've
Like,
already had that moment.
Yeah.
Don't need to
yeah,
relive it.
Yeah. And that to me just it shows you the fucking the talent that is over at Marvel right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that they can continue this up for years and years and years. But right now that shows you just like WandaVision, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the talent that they've got over there working on these properties and actually telling these stories and not having to rely on, you know, any of these legacy characters in order to do something and to make it feel meaningful and impactful all at the same time.
Yeah.
Fucking genius, dude.
and I mean, and to kind of call back to the film we watched or reviewed tonight, um, like Scarlet Witch, Vision, Falcon, Winter Soldier, the Guardians of the Galaxy, all these obscure characters that have been able to be adapted and made into household names now.
Hmm.
And it's just you don't know if it's the budget, it's the talent, if it's everything, is it the studio? It's just you always like you always wonder what was the phone call made that spelled the end for the movie.
Yeah. Right. Well, and to me, what it feels like, it all starts at the ground level, right? So whoever's writing the story, if you find someone that wants to direct that story and that believes in it just as much as you do, then you assemble the cast around that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it starts at the ground level with having a good idea, being able to put that idea on paper and not compromise on it. And even if you have a group or a team of people that work on all this stuff, and has mapped everything out for like the next 5 to 10 years, like that core group of people within itself knows what they want to accomplish and they have the stories that they want to tell, but they also give the freedom for other people to come in and tell their stories with those characters
Hmm.
that still maintains its, significance in the overall plot of everything. And it's like I said when we first started watching this, never gave a shit about Falcon, never gave a shit about Winter Soldier. And in what, 3 films and the 3 films had me right there.
Yeah.
You know, they got me with Falcon, they got me with Winter Soldier, especially in Infinity War and Endgame, their chemistry and everything. And then they bring me in like they do on this show, and they show like the human side of these fucking characters.
Yeah.
They give them an actual character arc and make me care as much about these characters as I did fucking Captain America, like Steve Rogers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's not
Like
easy
I
to
didn't
do, man.
know, dude. I didn't give a fuck about Falcon and Winter
Well,
Soldier. You know what I
Wanda,
mean?
dude, nobody we give a fuck about her.
Yeah.
They
And then
did something
now,
with her. Like
exactly.
they're finding this way to like bring them in like the new people, and they're not having to use the old legacy characters to put them over. Like no,
Exactly.
we don't need them to carry us. We got a good script.
Yeah. That's to me, that's what it all comes down to. If you have someone that is passionate about the project, that cares about the characters and cares about the story, then you are always, always going to be able to get magic out of that.
Yeah.
Always.
So I'm excited to see him show up in the movies as Captain America now.
Yeah, I know.
And from here
And
on
that's going to
out.
be, yeah. And I love that the way like Bucky and
Yeah.
Falcons, that their dynamic, their friendship changed over the course of the show. You know what I mean? Um to the point where at the end of it, they're walking off together and they're still busting each other's balls. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And having it, and
Well, they're
having a good
joking.
time making, yeah, making each other laugh and whatnot. But you see this amount of mutual respect for one another that you really never seen before. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Bucky had it with Steve, and
Mm-hmm.
now he's got it with Sam.
Yeah. And that's all. And hats off to Bucky, man.
Yeah.
Like for being the guy that's like, I'm not the face of the country material.
Yeah. I mean, I was
I,
fucking, I killed people for the bad guys
yeah,
before, so I can't really.
yeah.
But you,
And yeah,
you know,
yeah. And he's okay with that. And he's not jealous or
nah,
envious or anything like that. Like he's okay with it. And he's gonna have Sam's back for forever. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like until something happens.
And and even though they're very fleeting moments, we did get there's a shot in the show that was like this poignant nod to people who wanted Bucky to take the shield and felt like he deserved it too.
Yeah.
It's the shot where they get the shield back from John Walker
he
and
throws it on him.
Falcon's, but yeah, he's been punched through a wall
Yeah,
and Falcon's on his back. The fight's over. Bucky's got the shield and he walks up and he's standing in the window and the light's on him. And he's just holding that shield for just a brief moment before he just chucks it down beside him.
yeah.
Um,
And that look he
I
gave
mean,
him,
yeah,
that's yours now.
like
Don't let
it's your
anybody else
fucking
have
job.
that. So we see how it turned out before,
Yeah. But yeah, a full Falcon, dude. A full shield.
Gets a wingsuit.
It gets a wings. And I love the design of his
Oh
costume.
man.
I love the white, dude.
Yeah.
They pulled it off, and I don't know how they did it, but it looks fucking incredible,
Yeah. It does.
So y'all want to hit a little movie news here?
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna talk about Mortal Kombat news first.
Okay.
So Mortal Kombat packs a big punch at both the box office and HBO Max. Says the figures are in, and Mortal Kombat has proven to be a KO for HBO Max.
Uh-huh.
The viewer tracking application Samba TV has reported that thanks to the R-rated video game adaptation, HBO Max has posted its most viewed weekend premiere ever, clocking in at 3.8 million U.S. households.
Damn.
Of course, so 3.8 million times $15 a month. You know what I'm saying? According to Samba TV, which polls HBO Max audiences in terrestrial TV homes, viewership of Mortal Kombat reached as high as 1.7 million households per Samba TV on Friday, the day of its release. Overall, it drew more viewers in the first weekend than Warner Brothers' Legendary's Godzilla vs. Kong did in its first 5 days, which the third party streaming monitoring service had down at 3.6 million households. Both on the figures provided by Samba, it would also mean that Mortal Kombat was streamed more than Wonder Woman 1984. No shit. Wonder Woman 1984 was the first Warner Brothers film to be released, but it was ultimately streamed to 2.2 million U.S. households during its opening weekend, 1.6 million less than Mortal Kombat. It's not just home viewership where the movie has flourished. It exceeded all theatrical expectations at the box office too, coming in with a 3-day opening of 23.3 million. The New Line movie smashed initial estimates of 10 million to 12 million and finished firmly on top of the box office.
I did the math.
All right, what you got?
3.8 million times $15 is $57 million.
All right.
So if you take that and put it with that box office, earlier I said their box office they got 50 million. I said they
Yeah.
probably got doubled that, made it around 100.
Yeah.
So with the HBO stuff and the box office, they're over 100 million.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: Mortal Kombat sequel, straight to streaming?
They have to do it. I mean, of course they'll do the theater.
You think so?
Why not?
Well, I mean, think
That's a
about it.
huge Asian. The market, dude, is.
Oh yeah, that's
They're
true.
not
Yeah,
gonna cut that.
Yeah, I didn't think about the Chinese and Asian markets. Yeah,
But
that's true.
here,
Yeah,
we want it now.
in this country.
Yeah. Going to the theater
Also,
doesn't add inches to your dick,
yeah,
breaks your
get your
wallet.
felony charge. Yeah, yeah, right. So next up, some Mortal Kombat fans really want Ryan Reynolds to play Johnny Cage.
That sounds perfect.
The long-awaited Mortal Kombat reboot finally arrived over the weekend. It was a big win for Warner Brothers as fans flocked to theaters and streamed it en masse on HBO Max. This to say director Sam McQuoid's take on the ultra-violent video game was a hit. Should Mortal Kombat 2 end up happening, and there's a good chance it will, fans have begun putting forth their picks for Johnny Cage. Popular choice has emerged in the form of Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds. So there's some quotes from some random people online and whatnot. Do you think that he would do it?
I think he's already under contract to do a lot of Marvel stuff.
Yes.
So I don't know if they'll let him. It may be in his contract that he's not allowed to do certain things because
Right.
But I think he's cocky enough for the role. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah,
for sure.
He could play him and do a good job.
Yeah, and he does have some martial arts training with Deadpool and all that kind. Well, I mean,
we don't know who's in that suit, but
yeah, you're right. But
look, last time I saw his face, he looked like a scrotum.
Yeah.
But I think you're right though, Adam. I think his plate's pretty full.
Yeah. So they'll probably cast some no name, which is that's fine. I don't care one way or another. Next up, Son of Kong may be the next MonsterVerse movie following Godzilla vs. Kong. Following the success of Godzilla vs. Kong, Legendary Pictures is looking to continue the MonsterVerse franchise, and it might be with a remake of a classic, Son of Kong. At one point, specifically following the release of Godzilla King of the Monsters, it seemed like the series may be running out of gas, but now it's found new life. As such, further movies are being explored, and director Adam Wingard is being courted to return. According to a new report, Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard has entered talks with Legendary for a new MonsterVerse movie. It has not been decided at this time what the nature of the sequel will be, but it is said that Son of Kong is being considered. This suggests that King Kong, after his battle with Godzilla, would settle down and start himself a family in the Hollow Earth. Though it should be noted that nothing has been decided as of yet, and this is merely a title that has been floated internally. And then it goes into spoilers and what Son of Kong was and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So, I mean, to me, Son of Kong was kind of Skull Island,
Yeah.
like more or less. You know what I'm
Well, like
saying?
here's the thing, dude. When we saw him go to the Hollow Earth, I didn't
Yeah.
see any other Kongs there. Like so
Yeah, right.
how they gonna like all of a sudden is he just gonna find a bunch of them?
He lays
I mean, to
eggs.
me, or someone makes one
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know
that'd be nuts.
because
Yeah.
they're making all the other shit to fight stuff with. So,
Yeah.
but like the whole thing, one of the things that I like about Kong is like he is lonely. He's there's no one
Hmm.
left like him. Like that's kind of his thing.
Right. Yeah.
Lonely teardrop.
Yeah. You're one of those single teardrop motherfuckers,
Yeah.
are you? I'm upset. Um, yeah, they could do some funky shit like that,
Try
but
to
how
clone him.
crazy would it? Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. How crazy would it be if they tried to clone him and then Kong rejects the clone and he's like
Hmm.
eating them and shit? It's all fucked
Rips his
up.
head
You know
off.
what I mean? Yeah, right.
It's like that scene from Mother.
Oh my god. Fuck that, dude. That would be intense. You
Yeah, it
know?
was a little dark, but
Yeah.
they'll definitely make another movie. I don't know what it'll be, but
Yeah, right. But I'm cool with it. I mean,
yeah,
look, there's tons of MonsterVerse characters that they could bring into the fold. You know what I mean? And if they wanted to do a Son of Kong and kind of do like a soft reboot in a way of their MonsterVerse after King of the Monsters and Godzilla versus Kong, hey, I'd be cool with that. Or like, what if Son of Kong is we've got Godzilla versus Kong, King of the Monsters and all this stuff. What if like they go back? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like we don't have to
oh,
stay in present day.
yeah, it could be a prequel.
Yeah. Like what if, Son of Kong is young John C. Riley on the island?
Yeah, yeah, we
You know
go
what I'm
back to
saying?
when
And
he had a family.
yeah,
What
yeah.
happened before? I like that better because like when you said that, you said like we kind of already got that with Skull Island.
Yeah.
I feel like
More or
I've
less.
seen that movie.
Yeah.
Like really another
So,
one, but that would be nice.
yeah, I would be okay with
And
that,
see
you
what
know?
happened, like how everybody got wiped out, like
Yeah.
the stuff with the Hollow Earth, like whenever they, ruled the world.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be kind of cool, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is one that's kind of weird. So, is Warner Brothers really phasing out DVDs and Blu-rays next year?
Hmm.
Says those who enjoy physical media may be suffering quite the blow next year. According to animation historian Jerry Beck, Warner Brothers will begin to phase out DVD and Blu-ray releases beginning in 2022. This means that future movies and TV shows will likely not be released physically, with the focus shifting to streaming, specifically HBO Max. The news began circulating on Twitter recently. While Jerry Beck hasn't tweeted from his personal account in some time, some screenshots from what appear to be a Facebook group recently made the rounds. In the screen caps, Beck says that Warner Brothers has no plans to commemorate some landmark anniversaries in the world of animation next year, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. This is the quote. As of now, there are no plans to commemorate Daffy or Tweety's anniversaries next year or ever. The company is slowly transitioning away from physical media. There are no plans for any classic cartoons on DVD or Blu ray that I know of, except for one project we are in the middle of, which may come out later this year or not. Anything is possible. We'll just have to wait and see. Um, Jeff Beck is not directly associated with Warner Brothers, but is considered to be a trusted insider in this area. He is a legitimate historian and has quite a bit of credibility. So while this isn't coming directly from the horse's mouth, it is certainly worth paying attention to. Speaking further, he elaborated, saying the following. It includes both Warner Archive and regular Warner Home Video. You'll still see some new releases from both during the rest of 2021, but those were planned out last year. Next year, 2022, is when this year's changes will be felt. Yes, the Tex Avery sets sold well enough for the low overhead archive collection division, but in the big picture, it's peanuts, and the focus over there is now on streaming. And in parentheses, it says HBO Max. So
No, sir, I don't like
we
it.
I don't like it either, but it's gonna eventually happen,
Yeah, I get
right?
where they're coming from too, man. Because like, look, we all pick up movies and keep the collection going. But a lot of those movies that they print and press out, dude, they just sit on shelves, and
Yeah.
they don't all get bought and finally make it into the cheap bin, which is usually where we pick them up at.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But I mean, what about people that don't have good internet?
Yeah.
I mean, they just
Yeah.
what are they gonna watch? Like,
Right. Well, here's my thing, man. I think that in the future, I'm gonna say within 10 years, I'm gonna give it until 2030, right? 2031, 2032, somewhere in there. I think that physical media across all platforms or all studios is going to be completely phased out. And I think that what will end up happening is you'll have these smaller companies, kind of like what Limited Run Games does
yeah, well,
with
they do
digital
small
game
sets,
releases. Yeah,
like
they'll do
pre-order
small,
almost.
yes, small limited run physical copies of movies, television series, whatever, you name it. And you have to get in on that ground floor right then. You know what I'm saying?
It's
You
gonna
want
for
the
sure be some hard to get shit later on.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So, and I think that you're going to see a lot of people, start following things like that, especially people that really enjoy physical media, because that's one of the other things about that as well. It's like you can get this game that was just a digital release only in physical form on whatever like console that you want it on, but you also get a bunch of other stuff with it as well. Like you get books and stickers and
yeah.
pins and patches and like all this
Oh,
other it,
swag.
yeah, and it all has to do with the game. It all comes from the developers of the game in association with this company and all this kind of stuff. So it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I consider it a good thing because you'll have like certain directors or writers or people that were involved in the film that really want to get out there and go the extra mile and give more to the fans. And that's where you'll get really cool collector's edition versions of this physical media, you know?
Mhm.
Um, and I'll be honest, like I buy Blu-rays and shit like that, from time to time, especially something that's either A, really hard to get,
Yeah.
or something that is at a reasonable price. And to me, reasonable price, $12 or less.
Yeah.
The fact that they're still charging $25 to $30 for some of this
For a new
physical media when
release.
it comes out,
Yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous. Like, of course, I can pay for two different subscription services for streaming for the price that I could pay for one Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So, like, and I understand a lot of money goes into printing the disc and pressing everything and getting the packaging and all that stuff together. I get it. But if they would come out and say, look, you remember back like CDs,
Yeah.
at one point in time, they came out and they're like, new releases are going to be like what, $13?
Mhm.
The rest of the albums are going to be $10. That was like Walmart did that and shit, right?
Yeah.
That's whenever downloading and streaming, or more specifically, when downloading kind of started becoming a
The
thing.
industry was hurting.
Yes, and then like there's still a small CD section at
Mhm.
Walmart or Target or whatever, but it's nothing like it used to be. It's not 3 aisles worth of CDs. You know what I mean?
We were seeing like movies and stuff is gonna go the way of like music did. I mean, to
Yeah,
the streaming services.
yeah. And then you see like bands specifically, like let's look at Black Dahlia. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
every release that Black Dahlia's done since Ritual,
Yeah.
they've released some like, all right, you can either get the album
Yeah.
You can get the album and a T-shirt, or you can get the
Bundles.
collector's edition. Yeah, that comes with a coffin and nails and fucking Ouija boards and all kinds of crazy. And that's what I think that film's gonna be like
Yeah.
eventually. 10 years, I give it 10 years.
Well, and think about this too. So with the physical media going away, so will HBO Max upload the special features, the commentary, because I like a lot of that. I mean, where does that
I
go? And are they just gonna stop doing that?
well,
I mean, it needs to be uploaded, right? Like,
yes, but that's one of those things, man. It's like with Plex, you could do something like that. You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean? Because you can drop the different audio files and stuff in there like that. Um, that's why, and I know this will never happen, but like if the studios themselves had their own streaming service to where they could release this type of content along with the films, then it would probably be okay. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
But like, is Netflix going to take up the storage and to
Yeah, for a
drop a
lot of that
commentary?
stuff that not everyone's
Yeah,
gonna want to watch.
exactly. Yeah. But I think that leaves a huge gap in the market right there to where, like, if there was a streaming service that specifically catered to people that enjoyed special features, there's a lot of people out there that enjoy special features.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's not. Oh, go ahead, Trav.
sorry, as of technical difficulties. But
Oh,
anyway, um, I think that it's sadly going to slowly go away, but not be completely gone. And I only say that because most of the time now, or at least what we've seen, at least with a lot of properties that we're really big fans of, a lot of that stuff has been converted into part of the marketing now.
yeah, yeah,
And on HBO Max, whenever you go to a film, they have an extra section now, and it has like snippets. So I think there'll still be bonus features in a way, but it's not gonna be as in depth as what we're used to, and
yeah,
more what we're we want. Like,
yeah,
like Adam was saying, like a lot of the reasons for a lot of people's purchases of these physical mediums is for those special features. Like that's the driving incentive, I think,
yeah,
particularly with Blu-ray. Like I remember that being the selling point for Blu-ray for so long back in the day when it was trying to get the ball rolling. Was just like, look at how much extra content you're gonna
yeah,
get in the Blu-ray copy as opposed to the DVD now.
yeah, yeah. Because they didn't have it fleshed out. Like, not everybody had HD TVs, and
Yeah.
they were able to. You know what I mean? Like, not like it is now.
Mm-mm.
But I think that really does open a void up in the marketplace to where you could have someone you could have a streaming service come in catered specifically for special features. Even if it was a platform similar to YouTube, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
To where like this content got uploaded and got monetized by viewership as opposed to, you give me the rights to upload the fucking, Snyder cut of Justice League, special features. Let me put it up and then you'll get all the royalties and all the money off of the monetization of it.
yeah.
Um, I could see something like that happening, but we'll see, man. I mean, it's too iffy right now, and 10 years is a long time, really, to
Yeah,
Oh,
think
dude. By
about
then,
how.
everything's gonna be online.
it's another decade.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll be fucking 40
In
at that
10
time,
years, we might be online. Like
Oh my god,
connect you to the
wouldn't that be?
matrix, connect you to the
Don't
data
talk like
Yeah.
supply.
that, Adam.
Next up, we've got a little bit of Marvel news I wanted to hit on real quick. This first little snippet here, as one might expect, Ant-Man screenwriter Adam McKay is still holding out hope for making a Silver Surfer movie for Marvel Studios. As of now, the metallic space traversing superhero has not yet made his debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Given his connections to the Fantastic Four, it would seem that the Silver Surfer's debut shouldn't be too far off after Kevin Feige confirmed Marvel's plans to develop a new Fantastic Four movie. Recently, Adam McKay appeared as a guest on Josh Horowitz's Happy, Sad, Confused podcast and was asked about the possibility of a new Silver Surfer feature. The filmmaker divulged that he and some others actually looked into this a few years back, although the details have started to get fuzzy. Via Screen Rant, here's what Adam McKay had to say in his interview. Silver Surfer was tricky. There was something about it because we did look into it. I think it's connected to the Fantastic Four, and because of that kind of lives under its own umbrella. But there was something that got in the way of it because we did look into it a couple of years ago, but I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. But there was some reason it didn't happen, or someone else was already working on it. The previously planned Silver Surfer adaptation might have stalled, but McKay hasn't said farewell to the potential project just yet. On the podcast, the writer further explained that Silver Surfer could be an incredible movie, and in fact, McKay just might try to get the ball rolling on the project once again. From the podcast, he says, but no, I was definitely into it because that would be a very easy one. If you look at Galacticus and the origin story of the Silver Surfer, how he sacrificed himself for his home planet, Norin Rad was his name. Was that his name? I haven't thought that name in a long time. That would be a very easy one to make, and make it in an environmental allegory. I think that could be an incredible movie, and I think it could be visually the most stunning Marvel movie that's ever been made. I haven't lost interest in that. In fact, now that you mention it, maybe I'll lob a phone call and see what's going on. So, and Adam McKay, he's the Ant Man writer, right?
I did not
Which
know
is
that.
fucking, yeah, Ant Man writer Adam McKay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I just went and
Which made
looked. I was like, he wrote that screenplay?
Did he write the second one?
Oh,
Or-
it's just the first one on here that I'm seeing.
Okay. Which the first one, that first Ant Man movie is one of my favorite origin films
Yeah.
to date.
Paul Rudd, dude.
Yeah, he's a fucking
National
national
treasure,
treasure,
dude.
dude. I mean, he really is. Um, but not. Here's the thing, man. I think that Silver Surfer plays perfectly in the grand scope of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But do we need a Silver Surfer origin film, and do we need a just a feature that is just telling his story and introducing Galacticus and all this other crazy shit? And I say no. And the reason why that I say that is because Galacticus is such a huge, like not even physically, but just a huge presence in the fucking Marvel universe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna like go balls out on a Silver Surfer movie and have it to where you introduce that villain in this type of way and you do all this other crazy shit, it's like, man, come, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Didn't they make a Silver
um,
Surfer movie?
he was in Fantastic Four too.
That's right.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. But I am excited. Like, if they bring Galacticus into it in any way and they have Silver Surfer showing up, I'm going to be excited to see Silver Surfer. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I just don't think it's going to hold that much weight on its own,
Yeah.
personally.
Like he
So,
should be a part of that with them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We don't need you know.
Yeah. So, last little tidbit that I've got, Disney and Sony sign huge movie deal bringing Spider-Man and more to Disney Plus.
Oh.
Yes, Disney and Sony Pictures Entertainment have announced a new unprecedented deal that will see new theatrical releases for Spider-Man and other franchises streaming on Disney Plus for the first time. The deal includes US rights to new theatrical releases from 2022 to 2026 following their post pay one release window. In other words, these movies will move to Disney Plus after first streaming on Netflix, which recently announced a deal of their own with Sony earlier this month. This landmark multi year platform agnostic agreement guarantees the team at Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution a tremendous amount of flexibility of breadth of programming possibilities to leverage Sony's rich slate of award-winning action and family films across our direct-to-consumer services and linear channels, says Chuck Saftler, head of business operations for ABC, Freeform FX Networks, and acquisitions in DMED's networks divisions, who played a key role in the negotiations. This is a win for fans who will benefit from the ability to access the very best content from two of Hollywood's most prolific studios across a multitude of viewing platforms and experiences. The deal includes the rights to a significant number of titles in Sony Pictures Entertainment's iconic library, ranging from the Jumanji and Hotel Transylvania franchises to Sony Pictures' universe of Marvel characters movies, including Spider Man. Per the press release, this gives Disney's enormous programming potential across its platforms and make them key destinations for a robust collection of Spider Man films. Notably, the agreement provides Hulu access to a significant number of library titles beginning as early as this June. So I'm guessing that they're going to put the more mature stuff on Hulu
Mm-hmm.
and then leave a lot of the family stuff on, which we all thought was going to happen anyway. Set to release this winter, Spider Man No Way Home is one of the most anticipated movies of the year. Netflix will also be able to have the exclusive window for other installments of popular franchises like Bad Boys, Venom, and Jumanji. It, it was a boost that Netflix needed after losing some of the most popular material thanks to the rise of competing streamers. The Office and Friends have since departed Netflix, and because those were among the streamer service's most watched programs, the streamer needed something huge as a way to stay competitive. Um, so this might not, I mean, if you look at this on paper, right, it might not mean anything. You know what I mean? But why would Sony and Disney agree to allow Spider Man specifically to be put on Disney Plus? Because
Well,
think about it.
Sony doesn't have a streaming service, do they?
No.
So remember when they did the renegotiations and Sony got more money?
Hmm.
Well, now Disney's made up for that. You know what I mean?
That makes
Because now
sense.
I guess
Yeah.
to go on their platform. That was probably in the deal. They were like, okay, look, we'll give you more money, but at least let us stream it.
Yeah.
You know, we want all of our movies to be in the same place. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Sony will get a cut of that, but
Yeah.
it's just a way to make more money off of it.
Right. But I mean, also in the way of like, if they're going to do what they've been, rumors have been flying about Spider Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to line up to where the Spider Man films are going to be on Disney Plus before the new Spider Man film comes out, then you're going to have people that are watching this version, the Tom Holland version of Spider-Man, that's never seen the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, that's never seen the Andrew Garfield version of Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the implications of what could come from this are fucking huge. And the fact that it's only running for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like this is kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like what you're saying makes a whole bunch of sense, but like my fucking lizard brain is running with it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if they're gonna pull all of this stuff into the Spider-Man movie and make it a multiverse type movie, like we're all thinking they're going to, then they're of course gonna have to come to Disney to see that content.
Mm-hmm.
2022 to 2026. After if they hold out until 2026 to start releasing Spider-Man movies, which may be how long it takes to get the scripts written, the crews together, the filming to happen, the post-production and all that stuff to happen. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are
Yeah.
they gearing up? Like, what are they gearing up
They
for
know what
here?
they
You
got
know what I mean?
something going on.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of those things like, Disney can't acquire anything else, right?
No.
But what Disney can do
Cut deals
is
with
they
people.
can exactly.
Yeah.
They can do firm partnerships with other
Firm
studios.
handshakes, if you
Like
will.
yes, yes. Like Sony
Yeah.
in order to do something like this. Like this may be like Sony and fucking Disney may jointly take over the world.
They're getting along like a big house on fire, dude.
And like it was what, a year or two ago where
Yeah.
like we're not doing this. Tom Holland's calling Sony crying. Yeah, it's like why did everything change all of a sudden? You know what I mean? After that last Spider-Man movie came out and it made like $1 bajillion,
Yeah.
right? Sony's like, fuck you. We want Spider-Man all to ourselves. What the fuck what is Disney doing behind the scenes where Sony's like, no, we're just gonna give you our catalog to put on your streaming platform. Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, what's the plans? Like what's something there's more to it, you know. Some details we don't know.
And it'll come out eventually, but it's just got my lizard brain running with like the possibilities. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's all the movie news I got. I did not see anything else that was interesting to me that I can remember. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple of hours ago. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is out here. It's hard for a pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is, dude. Pimping ain't easy. That's what, my grandpa always told me anyway.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I was looking around, but
yeah. But I'm ready for trailers, guys.
Cue the Do Host riff.
Do Host.
Let me grab my rig.
The fucking G rig?
Yeah.
The Grig?
Yeah.
Rigs.
The laptop's like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, right. We got a couple of decent looking trailers. There's one with Billy Crystal in it,
Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
Old City Slicker himself.
Yeah, you know how he is. He'd be slick in them cities.
Have y'all seen Analyze This and Analyze That?
Yes, it's been a very long time.
I was watching a clip when you said Billy Crystal. Remember, I saw a clip the other day when he's, because he's like I think he's like De Niro's like psychiatrist.
Yeah,
or something.
He's a psychiatrist.
And he goes to the boss meeting with him.
Yeah,
and
he's trying to be
Mickey
a
the Fish, and
yeah,
Johnny the Bull.
I think that's Podworthy, man.
They're funny.
Yeah, that first one was really. I can't remember much of the second one, but that first one was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
but it's Billy Crystal, though.
Yeah,
he's kind of a genius.
No matter who he's acting with, the chemistry's always like he's able to match that person's.
Yeah, their energy and their tone. Yeah. And to me, it's like he is just so friendly. You know what I mean? Like he comes off, even in movies where he's being a prick, he's so likable of a person that you can't help but like get on like a house on fire. You know what I mean?
It's like Billy Crystal, dude.
Yeah. I mean, Billy Crystal, dude. But anyway, we got the first trailer for West Side Story. Spielberg,
What?
Yeah, Spielberg's doing West Side Story.
So they're remaking. While I'm pulling this up,
the original.
What?
Didn't the original come out in like the 60s?
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah, something like that. It's been a minute. I mean, that's one of those stories, it's all about dance off instead of fighting. You know? That's the way the world should be.
That's the way it used to be.
I mean, we like back in the day, right? And I don't want to be insensitive or anything. But Bin Laden should have just had a dance off with Bush.
Yeah.
That should have been the end
To
of
that
it.
one song. Da.
I mean, well, I figured that both sides, like, you got to get somebody that's really good at like mashing it up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I feel like
Bush is
Bush's
like,
song would be like taking care of business or something.
oh my god, yeah, no. It's that movie or that song from that Tom Cruise movie, um, that Bob Seger song. What the fuck is the name of that song?
Against the Wind?
I don't know. No. Where he's in his underwear and he's dancing. Tom Cruise.
Risky Business.
Yes,
Just
that
take
movie.
those old records off
Yeah,
the shelf. That's it. So
that's
when I said
Bush's.
in my mind just now, I said Risky Business, and then I pictured him sliding out in his underwear, and
Yeah.
that was the words that came on.
Yes.
Just like that
That's it.
old time Rocky Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Could you imagine Bush, Bin Laden dance off?
And Bush is like dressed like Tom Cruise. He's in his
It
underwear
is.
and a button up.
It is tidy whities. Yeah, dude. Of course. I mean,
What you think about a little dance off, Ben?
he's like, okay.
Sure.
Dick, dick,
Yeah.
dick, 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 da, da,
He
da.
breaks out a flute and a cobra.
Oh my
Not
god.
that kind of dance off, man.
Yeah. We didn't agree to the snakes, you know?
All right, I got West Side Story up.
I'm ready for it.
You ready, Trav?
Yeah, man.
3, 2, 1, play.
We've got to do this on the pod, right?
Do we do it? Was it worth it?
I mean, we just need to watch one of them.
Yeah.
I feel
Having seen the original, I'd rather watch something I haven't seen.
you know this is gonna win all the Oscars, dude.
I think James Dean was in West Side
Yeah,
Story, right?
I think so.
Fun little fact: Elvis wanted to be in it.
Really?
Yes, but Colonel Tom Parker was like, you don't want to be in a movie like that.
Could you imagine?
Natalie Wood was in it.
I mean, look, it's not my like cup of tea, you know what I'm saying? But I'm very interested to see what Spielberg's
Oh
take
yeah,
on that.
on a
You know
classic
what I'm saying?
movie.
Yeah.
James Dean's not in it. I thought he was, but
Who
he's
is?
not. There's a
I
bunch
don't
of
know.
people, but Elvis wanted to be in it, and that was one of the things. Like Colonel wanted him to do those movies that he could make a record with. He didn't
Yeah.
want him doing any serious roles, but he wanted to. He's like, I want to do like some drama, some like real acting. And he was like, we're gonna make 21 movies that are pretty much the same movie with just different names.
Yeah.
You know, guy sings a song, wins the girl,
Yeah.
saves the day.
I would have loved to have seen Elvis in a drama.
Yeah,
I think that he could have pulled it off.
I think so, man. I mean,
Like, I mean,
he
look
played
at
the
that
character
face.
Elvis.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, right?
He pulled that off. Watch out now.
Here's my fear though. Like nowadays, like if Tarantino or somebody like that got a hold of somebody, then that would be a different story. But I feel like even if he would have tried to have went for these dramatic roles, that he would have been so typecast.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm guessing the time he wanted to do all this stuff, he was on top of the world already.
Yeah, it was when he came out of the army and went into making movies.
So
early 60s.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And for real, did like 21 movies.
I mean,
But they're all
he's a
kind of the
rena
same,
yeah.
you know.
We should do all of them on the podcast. I mean, after we do the
James
Fast
Bond?
and the Furious.
Oh,
No. After we do James Bond and Fast and the Furious, then we do Elvis.
yeah, episode 500.
We're watching another Elvis film. All right, Conjuring 3. I'm kind of
Oh,
excited about this. Conjuring 2 was kind of it was okay. I'll say that. I really enjoyed that first one,
oh
but
shit.
let's see what Conjuring 3 has to say about
Hang on, I'm posting comments from the wrong YouTube.
it. Is it the WC one?
No.
They're like, this dude's on some other shit. Now there's these fucking weird YouTube comments.
It's like this guy named Sylvester Foxtrot's saying real estate was here.
Yeah. Does anybody know who Sylvester Foxtrot is?
Nobody.
Fox.
Yeah. All right, Conjuring 3. I figured they'd be on like 4 or 5 by now.
No, I mean, for you, have you seen any of the Conjuring
None of them.
films? All right, we've got to do
Now,
the
is the
first one.
first one the one where you said the people like were investigating it?
Yes.
The wife and the husband. Okay, now from what you said about that one, and I think I watched like a few scenes.
Yes.
It was a cool idea.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of different compared to
Yeah.
some of the others, but
To me, I feel like that first one's worth a watch, and if you enjoyed it, the second one's good. It's just it doesn't live up to
yeah.
that first one. But anyway, I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. It's like
He got the
50s
devil
or
in him.
60s here, right?
Yeah.
He looks kind of tired.
He looks like one of the Scars guards.
He does. That's Alex.
All he wanted to do was get the ketchup bottle open.
Yeah. But he was possessed. Waterbed. She's gonna say it's a witch's tit. Fuck that. Jump scare. That scene. Whoa. Devil made me do it. They put a lot of stuff in the trailer.
Yeah. But I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 1 and 2, so
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
3 out.
I
And
went to
that's
the
the same
theater.
people from that
Yeah.
man and the woman.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like this team, they're a married team of investigators, and
I remember seeing the scene where they're like driving in the car, having a conversation,
yeah,
and they go to this house, and he's got like this little like suitcase thing with his kit.
yeah. To me, I don't know. You've seen them both, right, Trev?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is your take? Would you recommend them?
I recommend the first one, absolutely. But I don't know about all the sequels that have spawned since. I haven't bothered with them.
Well, I mean, the stuff that spawned off of the Conjuring stuff, like the Annabelle stuff and all the Nun and all that other dumb
Oh,
shit.
all of that came from it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck all that stuff. The Conjuring and the first one and the second one, they're fine. They're good. Like pod worthy in my opinion.
yeah.
That very first Conjuring is a good horror film.
Yes, a legitimately good like haunting film. So, but anyway, Nightwalk. I think
Mickey
this has got
Rourke.
Mickey. Yeah,
Oh, that's him. Beat up piece
Eric
of
Eric
meat.
Eric Roberts is in this. They're
Okay.
fucking getting the band back together,
Yeah.
ain't they? Shit. All right, let's do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, heads are gonna roll, dude. I mean, that was a trailer, I'm interested in this next one though. Siberia. It's got Willem Dafoe in it.
Got
Wilhelm.
old Bill Defoe.
Yeah. I hope that he's screaming at the
Hmm.
lighthouse jerking off. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready.
You spilling your beans. I'm ready to.
Hope he's wearing high heels. All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Is he getting fucked up by a bear?
Bad Lieutenant.
Battle dude.
Do you read Sutter Kane?
What the fuck is going on?
Leave it to
Like
this guy, dude. Like,
yeah,
what was that,
like
Antichrist? This dude's made some weird ones.
I mean, but what
That's
the
his
fuck is
style.
happening?
I don't know.
Yeah. Like it makes me want to check it out because I don't know what the fuck's going on, but at the same time I know I'm in for some super weirdness, you know? So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Occupation Rainfall? I mean,
Hmm.
if this isn't going to be a straight to DVD action film, I don't know what is, you
Straight to
know?
streaming service, dude. Oh, right here. This
Yeah.
will play on the Sci-Fi Channel next week.
Will it?
This, I think, somebody's
Oh, okay.
being
Along with
cheeky.
Octoshark?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like this comment. Terrible. Just terrible. Charles Barkley. All right, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Terrible.
Hmm? Alien invasion? Oh, yeah. Stargate. It's StarCraft the movie, dude.
Yeah, right.
We
We
require more
require more
minerals.
mineral. Yeah,
Need additional pylons. Those things look like pylons.
they do.
Bring the rain. It kind of looks like the Silly Ghost Time, dude.
It really does, right? I mean, Bring the Rain is way better than The Pitches Are Back. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Here
Oh,
today, this is Billy Crystal, dude.
and Tiffany Haddish. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see what kind of bickering we get.
I know, right? I'm shreddy.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. They gonna fall in love with her? Hmm. Must be maybe dealing with a little dementia or something. He's
Yeah.
getting a little long in the tooth. I bet that'll have a sad ending.
Yeah, right. I'd check it out though, you know?
Yeah.
Dune exclusive trailer.
Ready when y'all are.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is a Ridley Scott film.
This is
No, like the way
Dune.
the wheat. There's always that wheat
Oh
field
yeah,
shot.
yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And you die.
What's in the box? The spice must flow.
Whoever controls the spice controls the universe, dude.
Think they're gonna do it right this time.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely got the look.
I can't fucking wait, dude.
What does it
I
say?
really hope with them going the route of okay, they're only going the first half of the book. I'm hoping that maybe we just get like a good slow burn
Yeah.
with some just really good, well written shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like this doesn't need to be Marvel the fuck up, you know?
No. I think that they're gonna do it right. Like I really like that director, so and I think that I think he'll do it right, man. Werewolves Within. I mean, they just fucking put this out there, right? Didn't try to bury the lead or nothing. But
On the
I'm
thumbnail,
interested.
I thought it was some kind of like comedy or something.
It might be, dude.
Right. Normally smiles that big aren't related
Yeah.
to werewolves.
I don't know, man. Oh, Werewolves of London.
Huh.
That makes me smile, you know.
All right, here we
Oh.
go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Ubisoft, really?
Sequel to Fargo. Don't open the door. There's definitely some comedy in here.
Yeah.
So they're having like a clue who's the werewolf. All right.
Wait,
A good old who done it, you know? I'm down.
I love this right here. Available to rent everywhere, July the 2nd.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, they're really committing to it, aren't they? You know, it doesn't look bad though. It looks like a silly time, you know?
It looks like it knows what type of movie it wants to be.
Yeah. And it looks like you'll have a good time watching it regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the new order. I don't know what this is, but
Oh,
that chick's number on
the
her forehead.
reason that Ubisoft's involved, it was a video game.
Werewolves
Hmm.
Within?
Yeah.
Really? Hmm.
Came out in 2016.
Guess we just lost some gamer cred, y'all.
I know. I've
Terrible
never heard of
scores.
it.
It's a multiplayer VR game for the Oculus Rift.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh.
that's why.
Yeah, I mean,
We didn't lose any credibility, Trav.
Yeah, false alarm.
Yeah. It's okay, everybody. Oh. All right. The new order. I'm ready.
all right, hang on. Hold the line.
Love isn't always on time. No, no, no.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
It's a foreign.
It won a bunch of things you've never heard of. Interesting trailer here. Like, it's just
Yeah.
the way it's moving. Not really
Yeah.
do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just. Arrivederci.
What the fuck?
Mm-mm. We're not here for money.
It's some meek inheriting the earth shit.
Holy shit.
Little New World Order. What's this green shit? It's Soylent Green, dude.
Think so?
We're eating people. I don't know. This hitting a little too close to home.
Yeah,
This
right.
is 2020, the movie. Like the way they did the trailer.
I do too.
Like they
Yeah,
showed you some
same.
stuff and they didn't give you too much, and like I have to keep an eye out for that one.
It's a shit hits the fan film, but you don't know, only vaguely.
Yeah. Edge of the World. I don't know what this is, but it popped up after one of those other trailers, so I'm
This
interested.
movie about flat Earth.
I hope so.
Dude, on that trailer, someone said, "Oh wow, they got Gatorade for water. Nice.
You
Has
know you're hyped up.
electrolytes."
Yeah.
Ready when y'all are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Almost there.
Hold the line. Bow.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Is this Cannibal Holocaust?
Other explorers. I like that guy. He was in Tutors.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Him. Good actor. Played Elvis in something too. I can't remember.
All right.
No, this is the 1840s.
Could you imagine what it would be like to live in that time period and you're like, what's your job? Oh, I'm an explorer. Oh, okay. Well, what does that mean? I go to places that nobody's ever been to and like almost die
Yeah.
on a very
I go like when you're looking around at places and you turn around, I keep walking.
yeah, right.
They're like,
Like
we're pretty sure it's flat. It just keeps going. I don't.
you
Never
know
gonna
those two mountains out to the east that you never go past because everyone's told you not to go past? Yeah, well I keep going past it.
Yeah, we do that. We do the thing.
I know what's on the other side.
More stuff.
Next week, guys, what are we going to watch next week?
I
Nothing.
don't think we have anything set up.
Yeah. Um
Let's see. Do we want to even bother acknowledging the Oscars this year, guys? Because
Well, I heard that it
I
was
don't
their
think
lowest rated one ever.
I would say I don't think many other
I
people
don't think
really
anybody
acknowledge
else
them.
did. Saw where
Well,
Anthony Hopkins is now the oldest person to ever win one.
yeah, I saw that as well. Um, Has there been any? I mean, we've pretty much watched all the newer, hot ticket
Hot
items,
drop.
right? Yeah.
Let's see. What's out there? I watched Nobody.
How was it?
It's pretty good. It's just a straight up action movie.
Is it podworthy? Worthy?
I mean, it's a good. I don't know. Like it's it's just an action
Yeah.
movie.
Right.
Like there's not a lot of plot going on there.
Right.
You know, it's like
Well,
he just kicks their ass for an hour and a
right.
half. Like, but
Well, here's kind of what I'm feeling, and if you guys, I kind of want to do like a trilogy of something.
hmm
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's tons of trilogies out there, or more so, and like it'd be cool to do like the next 3 weeks, follow, a central story, central characters around something a little bit more long form. You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm feeling it in my soul. You know?
Your
I don't
plums.
know. In my yeah, in my plums, dude. I'm feeling it.
Slap
Um,
blue
I,
as hue.
I don't know why, but I'm just feeling it, man. And there's so many good trilogies. You know what I mean? I don't even know where to start. The greatest
Yeah, I just
trilogies of all
Hobbit it
time.
is. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so we've got a couple of them, right? Popular trilogies. Batman, which would be the Dark Knight films. Spider-Man, Lord of the Rings, Evil Dead, The World's End, which would be the Simon Pegg, Edgar Wright trilogies. Planet of the Apes, the Bourne films, Fistful of Dollars, Indiana Jones.
Mm.
It's been a while since I've watched Indiana Jones.
It has been a minute.
That might. Oh, what if we finally do the Matrix?
I mean, I'm game.
Yeah,
I haven't watched
it's been a
like
while.
I've watched the Matrix within the past 5 years, but I haven't watched the other two Matrix films since they came out,
hmm
and I was a kid.
Yeah, watch that first one a lot.
Yeah, yeah, same. So, I mean, I
I mean,
think
the
that
first one's a modern classic, dude.
yeah, for sure. But I think it's time to revisit that second and third one as well, and look at it from a different perspective. Before the Wachowski brothers became the Wachowski sisters.
hmm
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm proposing. I'm proposing the next 3 weeks, the Matrix trilogy.
And that was. Didn't they make a fourth one?
They
They're
are
work
currently
Oh,
yeah,
that
they're
one's the one they're
making a
doing now.
fourth one.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we got Keanu, we've got Morbius. Can't think of what is Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
And what was Agent Smith's name?
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo
Yeah.
Weaving. I mean,
Mr. Anderson.
yeah.
Hell
We
yeah,
can't
dude.
forget our latex-clad Carrie-Anne Moss.
Eh. Back in the day, and I know I was younger when this came out, but back in the day, everybody's like, "Oh my god," and I'm just like, I don't see it. I don't know. Maybe I'll see it now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Maybe I'll see it now, but we'll see.
We're gonna dive into it and take the red pill.
Let's do it. And that's how we've got to rate it. Do you give it no pill, a half red, a blue pill, or a red pill?
Yeah.
The blue pill's a half
Or a
pill.
placebo.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I'm down for it, man. It's
Oh
been a
yeah, it's
long
been
time.
a while.
Yeah,
Really.
let's do it. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that with this viewing, it'll probably be the highest quality copy I've ever seen.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because I don't think I've seen Blu-ray or anything. And it's going to
I,
look good. Like,
yeah. I don't think that I've got the Matrix films on
I've
Blu-ray.
got them on DVD.
Yeah, I
Mm.
do too.
Had to complete the
I,
whole set.
I may do something about that. You know what I mean?
I know people give the sequels to this movie shit, but I'm 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 kind of pre-rating. This is one of my favorite trilogies,
Oh, yeah,
period.
man.
And like I'm pretty excited that we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and that's the thing, man. I want to revisit specifically 2 and 3 because it's been so long and you see so many people talk shit about it and stuff. And I remember watching it when I was younger and being like, "Well, this isn't as bad as everybody said it was," you
Nah,
know?
it
So,
wasn't to me, man.
yeah. So I'm interested, man. I'm down. I'm DTW.
I'm pretty sure I saw them in the theater.
And there's also a lot of good well, me and you watched the last one in theaters.
It's been a
Because
minute
That would have been
ago.
the old theater, too. Those sticky floors.
Yeah, sticky floor.
But yeah, man.
Let's do it,
Matrix
guys.
it is.
And
Yeah.
just ahead of time before we start doing our little research for it for this, for the coming weeks. A lot of good theories out there about
Yeah.
the Matrix, and it's going to be fun diving into that.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, catch us next week, guys, where we're going to jump headlong into the Matrix trilogy.
We're plugging in.
Yeah. We're plugging in, dude. We're ready. We're taking the red pill, right?
I'm for sure taking the red one.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited.